Hi, I'm Paul Chartier. Thanks for tuning in to Heart of Gold. Normally, a four-letter word is a bad thing, but with the Hope Center, I can't think of an organization that better depicts its name than Hope. Carrie Thayer is the Director of Development, and Ashley Graham, thanks for coming in to join us tonight.
Thank you.
Carrie, you have something you want to introduce. We have a video. Talk about that a little bit.
I do. We have a great video done by a local production company that really, it kind of shows what the Hope Center is all about. And we're really about rebuilding lives and helping those who have no place to go, but really they have hope that there's something better beyond their addiction or beyond their mental illness. So this video does a great job of showing that.
Let's watch the video.
My life spun out of control.
I drank myself to the streets.
I thought I would drink and use drugs till the day I died.
At first, I would have to say it felt triumphant. It registered success in my brain that I could drink that much and still function. I knew I had a problem, but I always justified it in my mind, because I was still working, I still had a girl, I still had a place, I was still functioning. I always compared myself to some kind of parasite that would move to a place and I would use up every resource I could get my hands on, which was usually people. My family, nobody wanted anything to do with me. I ended up along a creek, sleeping in a tent. It ended up like everything else, and just tatters. I just destroyed it all.
There was nothing to life. It was just existing.
I felt like I was dead, literally. I was lifeless.
I spent the last night in a doghouse, literally living in a doghouse. I knew something had to change.
I went in there, I went to the front desk and I said, I need some help. The first week I remember as being pretty rough. But I was beat down to the point where I just didn't care. I did whatever they told me. And that's when they really start digging down deep, find out about yourself and who you are and what you've done, and face your demons, pretty much.
We've had doctors, we've had nurses, lawyers, the whole 9 yards in our facility. It doesn't matter how they get here, it's how they are when they leave here. And that's what we care about the most.
I was just so happy to be offered drugs and drinking.
Life is wonderful now.
I've gotten my life back.
I know it takes what it takes for anybody to get to the point where they want to ask for help. But when they get to that point, there is a place to go. And it does work. And the other side is a happy place to be.
That is unbelievable.
It's a great video.
And who did it, Carrie?
Bullhorn Marketing in Lexington did the video.
Don't you wish every recovery took 3.5 minutes, from sadness to those great smiles?
That would be great. That would be great. But it does, that's the thing. When clients enter the Hope Center, It's really about, like Stephanie said, one of the employees said, she said it's really not where they came from, but it's where they go from here and what they can do from here. And so many know the Hope Center as the emergency shelter. They know of the emergency shelter on Loudon Avenue, but they don't really know all that the Hope Center does to rebuild lives, to provide services to clients who really want to make a change. And that's the incredible thing about the Hope Center, and the message we really, want to spread, that if a client really needs the help, I mean, there's the alcohol and drug recovery program, there's the mental health program, there's a program for veterans, and an employment program, and so there's so much that goes on there that helps people come to a new place in their life.
Does your website spell out all the different programs that you have?
It does. It does.
And Carrie, we'll get to you, Ashley, in a minute.
Okay.
How does someone get to does someone bring them there? Do they voluntarily decide, I need this help? How does that happen?
So many different ways. Every client has a unique story, and some come willingly. They just like Ashley, they just come to a point in their life where they say, I just can't do this anymore and I need help. And they've probably burnt a lot of bridges. Their family's not there to help them anymore. And this is, thank God for the Hope Center that they have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Others do come because they were ordered to do so by a judge. But it's interesting to be there on a daily basis and to watch, even though they come and they're angry to be there and they don't want to be there and they've kind of been forced to come, you see that all of a sudden over some time with the work of the staff there is amazing, and all of a sudden something will click, and they won't, and they'll see that they need to be there and they want to be there. And so all different stories leading up to entry into the Hope Center.
Ashley,
Yes.
what brought you here tonight? What's your story?
Well, just like Carrie said, I got to a point in my life where I was kind of asking myself every day, is this all there is to life? Is this all there is? And is this what it's going to be like for the rest of my life?
Are you okay to talk a little bit about that? Because I want people that are watching to either be the people or know people that might have walked down that path, and identify them and bring them to where you are right now.
Absolutely. Like Carrie said, there's so many different stories. And something that Carrie and I talked about before we came on was that this disease does not discriminate. You heard a lot of horror stories of people who had horrible childhoods, and just awful things happened to them. That was not my case. I had a wonderful childhood. I graduated high school with honors. I went to college. I was 21 with my own apartment, my own car, and a nice job. Unfortunately, I had an illness and was prescribed narcotics for a long period of time, and it grabbed hold. And after that, at that point, I had, then I had no choice. I was ran by my disease. My disease dictated my life. And, I had some unfortunate events happen in my life. I got into some legal trouble, and I did come on my own, and that was just by the grace of God that I did. But that's not the case for a lot of people, and that's okay, because like Carrie said, something does happen while they're there. And that is the hope, is that, if I can touch just one person here today, that's why I'm here. That's part of my program.
And Ashley, how long were you in the program?
I'm still at the Hope Center Recovery Program for Women. I am a peer mentor there. I'm in my second term as a peer mentor. I completed the program in 5 months. It's a 4 to 6 month program. And that varies from person to person. Some people it takes longer and some people it doesn't, but that's just their individual. Everybody learns differently.
Yes, someone's watching that they're you. And they need to commit, and they need to step forward to make a difference to themselves. And they might be thinking, I can't unplug my life for 4 months to go do that. I've got to do whatever. What's more important?
Well, I mean, 4 months out of the grand scheme of things is nothing. If this disease can take your life, and it could rule you for the rest of your life. So 4 months is nothing. 4 to 6 months is nothing. A year, 18 months is nothing, comparatively speaking. And you might not have that long.
To commit 6 months and have a higher probability to give you 50 years
Absolutely.
versus going down that same path and it gets worse and worse, and you can't get out of it alone, can you?
No, it's not something you can do by yourself. You know, it takes a huge shot to your pride to admit that, one, you have a problem, and two, to reach out for help. And a lot of people can't do that. And so to be able to identify with somebody like today and maybe just say one thing that they can hear to realize that you're not alone, that this disease is everywhere. There is hope, and it's at the Hope Center. It's all around.
This is a 15-minute segment. We've got 3 minutes left, and there's a lot to talk about, but I want you to give the website and the information how people can contact you.
Sure. We are at hopectr.org is our website, or you can call, if you look on the website, there are a lot of numbers to call, or they can call the emergency shelter or the Privet Center at 225-4673 if they have any questions, and we can direct them where they need to go.
I mean, this is important stuff. I mean, you are a living example of a lot of what's going out there right now, and you took that step to make yourself better healed.
Absolutely. Like Carrie and I were talking before we came here too, that this wasn't just, you know, the drugs and alcohol weren't just removed. I've had a complete change in my life. The way I think is completely different. I have a new outlook on life, and it's a positive one, thank God. So I can't say enough about the Hope Center. You know, it is a 4 to 6 month program, but that's just where you start. You have the rest of your life. It's a journey. You never stop.
You treated how many people last year that came in?
Oh, that number's huge. We sleep 800 every single night. 800 clients. 800 sleep at the Hope Center in all different programs, from recovery to the One Parent Scholar House to the homeless shelter. So,
and these are people that we see in the daytime floating around town, doing their thing. They're just like us.
They are. We have, as the video said, doctors, lawyers, and everyone in between. So the Hope Center helps everyone. And the greatest thing about working there is when you hear clients say, you know, I just thank God for the Hope Center, because if you weren't here, I would be in jail, or I would be dead, and it's an amazing place.
There are great nonprofits in Lexington, in America. Red Cross is on next. What better organization has a name than the Hope Center? In the last minute, can you please give the website again and the phone number?
Sure. We're at hopectr.org, and on there are all the ways people can volunteer. We have a huge volunteer population, or donate, or help us. There's so many different ways to help. Or you can call the Privet Center. Number is 225-4673 if you need help with addiction, and we can point you in the right direction.
Carrie Thayer, Director of Development. Ashley Graham, hero, recovering person. Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back in just a minute, and thank you for coming in.
Thank
to
you.
do this.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.